On this video, we're going to take a look at the analytics report. So our analytics report is under the performance report here, and you can see ratios for either owning consultant, team, office or region. So how this report works is it finds the selected analytics that have taken place between the date range entered for all teams, plus the totals and the ratios for each activity by consultant, plus their team's totals as well. So let's just go and run that for a sec. So if we go to analytics here, put in your date range. So I'm going to look at this year to date. As it's a financial report and has that kind of data in as well, I've done Monday to Sunday as my dates in there. You can narrow down by consultant, team, office or region. I'm going to keep mine open. And you can also narrow down by a specific job type as well. Now in here, before you start, this will be blank. So you'll have to go and select which of the analytics you want to view. So just to show you the list in here, if we click on the black file here, you can then specify what you want to take a look at. So I'm just going to run you through all of them at the moment. So on the job ratio, it's going to look at offer made to creative placements. It's going to also take a look at the vacancies created to creative placements. It will look at interviews arranged to creative placements and offers made to offers rejected as well. So that is the data you'll get if you select job ratio. Now, if we take a look at daily activity in here, it will look at the average CVs sent per day, and it will also look at the average interviews arranged per day, and finally the average interviews attended per day as well. Now, business lost is an interesting one as well. Great thing to be looking at. So we can look at external interviews to no-shows. You can look at created jobs to cancelled or filled internally roles. You can look at created jobs to lost by competitor. You can look at created jobs to closed jobs. And finally, you can compare cancelled or filled internally to jobs that were lost by a competitor. Now, when it comes to the client activity ratio, you can look at a ratio of calls made or canvas calls to the number of jobs created, and you can look at the number of client visits to the number of jobs created. When it comes to financial, you can look at the average revenue and gross margin. When we look at the interview ratio, we're looking at ratios such as how many telephone interviews to get to first interview, how many first interviews to second interviews, how many second to third, and then we look at offers. So how many first interviews then went to offer stage, how many at second interview got to offer stage, and how many at third interview got to offer stage. And then we've also got time to place. So again, pretty interesting. So average days to place, and secondly, average interviews to job placements as well. So as you've seen here, I've actually selected all of them. The quick way to do that is click on the control key and select the ones that you want, and then use the arrow once and then click on OK, and it will then view all of the analytics in there. But it's great that you can just narrow down, just check one thing at a time if you need to. You can then group that data, as we can see here, and you can view the report by PDF, RTF or Excel. And once you've done that, you can then confirm. Now, there is a lot of information in this particular report, so I can't, like the other report videos, go through every single part of it, but I'll just give you an idea. So the top will show you the name of the report and the date it's run. And you can also see any filters that you put in. So what are we looking at in here? And then it's simply going to go through all of those that you selected. So first of all, we've got client activity ratio. So how many calls made or canvas calls to jobs created. So we can see that here. Then it narrows down to the consultant, how many calls made to jobs created, and the ratio, and the same with the general team as well. Client visits arranged to jobs created, we can see a 0. We've got CV sent to telephone interviews, also nothing. But it might be that in your company you don't do a lot of telephone interviews, so that would be normal for you. We can then see CVs sent to first interviews. Telephone interviews to first. So it's just going to show you that information in here. So we scroll down just to see a few more. First interviews, so offers made. So brilliant in there. Offers made to creative placements. Vacancies to creative placements. So it's just going to continue showing you all your ratios in the system. So I know a lot of you out there as agencies, you do look at ratios. And if you do, this is the report for you. So go in, select which ratios you want to take a look at, and then you can run the report and see those results.